Hello, folks. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers. I hope you're having a good day. I want to talk today about two subjects that are very important. The first one being that in February of 1991, God told me to get out of the Democrat Party because they were going to be judged. We are now seeing the judgment coming upon the Democrat Party. For the first time in history, over the last few months, we are actually seeing on the voter rolls as several of the states are beginning to turn red. These are states that have been blue for decades, and some of them even a century or so. So the reason for that is that we are beginning to see the judgment coming upon the rogue judges. We are beginning to see it coming upon the governors in the various states. And we are also seeing it in the national part of the arena as well. Now, there were two things that I noted back in the 1990s. The first one was the judgment of the Democrat Party. The second one, however, was a lot more sinister. What it was the fact that there were contracts signed by many, many people that were in the forefront of government and so on. And these people had signed these contracts, and what the contracts specifically stated was that the American people would be done away with. They were actually going to take us out. Now, I thought in the 1990s, when I learned both of these things, that the Democrat Party was going to be judged in the 1990s. I also thought that those contracts that were signed, sealed, and delivered in the 1990s would also be carried out at that time. Of course, neither one of those happened right at that point in time. The plan was for the beginning of the complete elimination of the United States of America to begin in January of 2017. And they had a very carefully orchestrated plan to carry that out. And then 6 years later, after the American people were gone, the people around the world would be gone. And so those contracts were signed, sealed, and delivered. Many of the people who signed those contracts, though, didn't realize at the time that they were going to be eliminated as well. So once you get rid of, and this is a socialist, fascist slash communist way of doing things, the people that help you to get to where you're going are then eliminated themselves. And a lot of those people that were in the process of signing those contracts and accepting all those tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars over a period of time, well, they began to realize that their days were numbered as well. What's very interesting about both of these is that we are now seeing the judgment coming. The judgment is coming on the Democrat Party because most of the people that signed those contracts were Democrats. There were, however, a lot of rhino Republicans, and we know for a fact that they came from the Democrat Party and will always be Democrats, even if by name they are called Republicans. And the reason that we know that is that when there is an important bill going through the legislature, what do? They all vote on it together. And that's how we know who the Republican Democrats actually are. So judgment is coming. It's going to get to a point where no one's going to want to be a Democrat very soon. It's kind of a sad fact, but it is a true fact that they have been doing evil for a long time. The governors in most of, in fact, I am even hearing in all of the blue states, are going to be implicated. The grand juries that are sitting right now in various parts of the country are listening to all of this. We already have rogue judges that are resigning from their positions, never to return to not only the judgeship, but even to be lawyers. So it's going to be amazing what's going to happen. I do believe that there will be a lot of executions that come along with this and a lot of jailings. I believe that there's going to be things that are going to be happening that absolutely supersede everything. The reason why the voting rolls are changing from Democrat to Republican is because of the fact that the people on the Democratic side no longer want to even be associated with the Democrats. As soon as the illegal aliens are out of this country, and they will be going, in fact, we've talked about that, they have to go if they want to be a part of the economy. But there are some here that don't want to go because they know if they go back to their country, they'll have to go back to the prisons that they were in before they left their country. It's a dirty little secret, and there were a lot of people planning it, and a lot of them were on the Democratic side. So why is the Democrats being judged? Well, it's kind of obvious. You folks, have a good